Hi, teammates. Let's dive into some mysteries.
Table on him. Returned to the vengeance a couple of weeks ago.
The confidence just dripping off of the glorious Robert Roode.
Well, that's one thing I have to say about Roode and Ziggler and Corbin. Very confident team. Egomaniacs, others will say. Narcissists. They're looking for perhaps the glorious DDT to put Roman Reigns away. Roman Reigns able to counter, rolls up Roode. Shoulders down. There's the power of Roman Reigns. Plants Robert Roode.
Yeah, but did Roman Reigns just exhaust his gas tank with that last display of power? Jey Uso looks ready to join the fight once again. And the big dog, very, very far from his own corner.
Okay, so let me try to speed things up here. I'll try to go as fast as I can. We're gonna go over a few things today. So, okay, here's the creature, the guy today that we're going over. It's Samuel Gottesman, okay, April 21st, 1956 death, all right. So, his essence is part of the 478 million year old spiky slug solves long held mollusk mystery. That's an article if you type that in exactly. Kiang Wang wins against Serena Williams at the Australian Open tennis. I believe that was January 23rd, 2020. So just the act of that is part of his essence. So that and the mollusk mystery, and then this here, 8:25 p.m. to 8:26 p.m. Pacific, season 22, episode 4, WWE Friday Night SmackDown. That's what we just watched, was that clip there. All three of those are the essences of Samuel Gottesman, okay? And specifically with that WWE, the commentary, the whole thing, their body language, that whole clip was, the vision was direct to record that and to get it to the people. So this is all Samuel Gottesman, who you can find on Wikipedia. And here is his shape. I don't know if this is on Stellarium. It looks like something. It looks kind of Mayan to me, like a glove here or something. But that's the creature shape of Samuel Gottesman. And what it's called is Perfut del Bodleaks. Okay. So my name, Brock, is actually, the gematria is B-O-D, the bod, just the basic gematria, but I was told that this is Samuel Gottesman's gematria. So they're all connected to it. That's why I say my own name, but whatever. So the name of shape creature is the Perfut del Bodleaks, okay? 19 lions in the right section, okay? So right over here, right here would be the 19 lions in the right section. Like, that's what he's achieved. That's what he's conquered. Now, I'm not saying he's better than Jesus. You know, Jesus has conquered the whole universe and did things in a very select fashion with going into the earth and all that, and coming out of the earth. It might have been time travel is what I see with Jesus, that he became Miles McDonald and Mitch, my cousin, as he was in the earth, and then came out of the earth whenever he had died in 2012. He went back in time and then came out of the earth, and the stone was rolled away and all that, and then was with the disciples, and and then went up to heaven. So, and that's why he says on the cross, you'll be with me in paradise today, this very day, because all that happened, like that doesn't make sense if he was in the earth for 3 days. Like he wouldn't have said that unless there was time travel being dealt with. So even if you don't believe Miles McDonald and Mitch, like just read what Jesus said in the Bible. Like there's a discrepancy there, and it has to be time travel a little bit. So the 19 Lions is the essence connection. There's the Kian Wang wins against Serena Williams. One leopard mixed with reptilian Star Wars action figure. That's this one right here. This guy. Okay. Let's see if I can focus this. He's pretty cool. I'll show you what he looks like in the back. Kind of reptilian, but so that's the leopard mixed with the pure voodoo of that, just innocent kids playing with the Star Wars action figure, which is from the 90s or 80s even. So, and that's the WWE clip. Okay. And then that's the midsection. Okay, the left section is 2 polar bears and 1 Kodiak bear. That's the Edge film reference there. And that's a 478 million year old spiky slug. All that article there. Okay, that's what that is. And that's like over here with this being the my finger. This is the midsection here, and this is the left basic. Okay, so we got that. Now, I wanted to show this as well. Right here, unto great Zidon and unto mischievous Maim. Talking about Joshua, but it's waters of Merom. Okay, so kind of looking at this like, why was this conquered? Something going on with this. The ref is a reference to the Foef, the FOEF creature and or spirit, and so. But it's as the Maim, it's I don't know. Just looking into it, just raising questions, why, what about Joshua? Is he all the way clean, in these end times, or is he Michael and the whole story is switched up? It's that argument again, and I've said in the past that Ben is Michael and all that, but I don't know for sure. That's the part that I don't really see, is who is Michael, like who is the dragon exactly. I see it in parts, like I see it in battles. I don't see the whole war. I see it as in battles. Okay, so that's how you got to take all this. But right here, I'm gonna get this Gematria phrase 1102 340 all the way to Blay 500 equals 1697 reverse trigonal septenary 73. There's that 73 from Ocean's 13. And then the 600 primes, just like Shamgar, who we went over a long time ago, but I don't think I've shared my dawn dream that I had over Christmas break this past year. I had a dream that there was a big tidal wave coming, and it was coming on all sides. And my family actually left, and they were kind of like, kind of vibing weird, like they were trying to start a conflict or something, or like were backstabbers or something. It was very weird and not very in line with how things are, but with my nuclear family, like my immediate family. But they left, and then I remember my Uncle Don was with me, and this woman who had like a red shirt on and a red rope attached to her arm that was that was cut off. Her arm was cut off, but had a rope attached. So kind of like that Revelation 17, I kind of based it off of that a little bit. That vision that I saw, but not exactly. Like that woman, I didn't see her as evil in the dream. Okay, that's like two separate things. But so then Don in the dream, he's like puzzled, and he says, yeah, it's like they wanted this conflict, they wanted this, talking about my family or something. And I was like devastated, like I couldn't believe it. And I tried to cheer up Don, my uncle Don, who worked for GE and drove generals around in the Korean War. He was based in Germany, but and was a diehard Louisville fan. Very blue collar Democrat, so he was kind of a little bit different back then compared to how things are now, but also a racist kind of. And he was a flawed person, but he was. My Uncle Don and my Aunt Dee Dee would take me to Toys R Us every time we went there, me and my brother, and I'd get action. That's how I got all my action figures, was going on trips with her. And I just remember being in the back seat of the Bonneville with her, and she died of lung cancer, and then my Uncle Don struggled for like 10 years after she died. So, and my cousin Mitch was Dee Dee's son from her first marriage with Bob, and he had the mind of a third grader after a terrific, a terrible football accident when he was in high school. He went to DuPont Manual High School. So anyway, so then I try to cheer up Don in the dream, and I'm like laughing and stuff with him. And then I'm like, yeah, it's coming. Like I was like, we're about to go under. Like, it's crazy. And then the tidal wave was on all sides. Like it was on all sides, just like that vision is. And then we went under. And then I just remember I didn't see the girl anymore, but I held on to Don's arm. And I remember I wouldn't let go of his arm, and then we slowly drifted up out of the water, and the sun was in our face, and we were like lifted up midair, like going up to the sky, like in the sky. So that was crazy, and I don't know if that's how things will go down. I don't know. It would take a pure miracle from God. So. And he died. They all, like, Mitch and Don died around 2012, and then Dee Dee died in 2000. So then my grandpa H, who's very he's struggling combating cancer. He has been for the past like 3 to 4 years, and he's in bad shape, but he had a dream about that he saw my cousin Hudson, who's the youngest cousin on my mom's side, and he thought of me or something when he saw him. And I don't know what it means exactly. West Point, where I first went to school before I left there after basic training, it's on the Hudson, so I don't know. I thought some connection could be there, but it could mean Hud, son, Ehud, in the Bible, Shamgar, connections with that. We've gone over Shamgar and all that, so but there's that 600 with the Shamgar. So, and then the Dia story, I'm told to just tell these stories, tell it again, brazen walls, just like Jeremiah in the Bible. But anyway, I redshirted for Lindsey Wilson when I swam there, and we went to a swim meet at Transylvania University in Lexington, and the counter for Sarah Wood, one of the swimmers, she was doing the 500, which is 20 lengths of the pool or 10 laps, and you get a counter for it, so you don't miscount. And Dia was the counter, and she actually fell in the water on top of Sarah Wood during the race, and she like she let go of the counter and then just tumbled in, and she said her shoulder gave out. So I always thought that was funny. I had never seen that before, and me and the Lyle brothers kind of thought that was funny, but that's the Diaz story. So it's the shoulder, like Ben shoulder, in the Bible. It's, shoulder gave out. I don't know exactly what it means, but that was at Transylvania and Lexington. So the new eunuch Zion, the nostos is what they have, 64 repeating. 64 right there. And then the Jesus prepared world is why stars, like why, but why stars, okay? And that's a 000 repeating right there, okay? And those are, so you get, two stars at the bottom and 2 stars at the top of the heaven, okay? Unless we add on, but I don't think we'll be adding on. And if we do, it'll all make sense still anyway. So, gematria phrase, and chase them unto Great Zidon and unto Misrephoth Maim. The Venator, I was told to put, is glorious and pulls Eddie Joe Williams as it stands still in its strength, okay? So the Eddie Joe Williams is, he's a strong guy, and he was on America's Got Talent, and he did a strongman feat, and then he started singing, okay? So that was really crazy. Like, people thought that was crazy, and so I'm not really seeing this tied to the Revelation 17 woman. I see it more as like these stars here, something going on with this, and like the new Zion or something. Kind of like that Star show on Disney or whatever, Star Lord or what, I don't know what it's called. Some cartoon, Star and Mark is the guy, I don't know, but 633 keypad all the way down to 481 septenary. Now I got this here. I'll show you this. Get this over here. Okay. So right here, and it's, you gotta disregard all the it's not, I'm not racist or anything, I'm just reading this. So clear of this scrape that meows, okay, you see that? Meows will be taken to prevent them from reaching their native country, where their false reports might be detrimental to the colonial recruiting. All those concerned had to give securities for the peace for a 12-month. Okay, so Jesus talking about the, natives and slaves and stuff. And that's Miles McDonald Selkirk settlement. Securities for the peace meows, 118 full reduction all the way down to 4128 reverse trigonal. Now, the BH would be the K11 film, November 16, 2012, would be the actually the mother. It's a little bit different. Mother of the clover seed repose. Okay, when Kristen Stewart. So, now this could be a date, but I'm looking at this as there's something deeper going on here, because we never seem to get to this, whatever it is, and I just, it could be patience with it all. Jesus is just letting everything get filtered out with the deals and all that. But at the same time, I kind of think like, let's look into this a little deeper. So 1220 Pacific 12:20 p.m. Pacific, January 25th, 2020, is the watch for the time shift, which is the 7.8 and 4.3 strugglers, who are the deal people, the dot on the I, basically. Because of deals go to 2666 AD with tribulation Brahma bull style settings, which is what I had 2 videos where I did the music, and I did an Aloha film and Superman film showing that whole timeline to 2066. That's what this would be. It would be like a super type setting. And of course, angels take over their present day host bodies, so that it doesn't look like anything happened, But that's a watch for this. Be on watch for an undone spirit or something on the news or something and I'm not saying anything's I'm just saying be on watch. I don't know for sure, but 12:20 tomorrow, January 25th. And it can be something as simple as, on some TV show, some cooking show, that somebody says something weird or, off kilter or something. Then that was, then that means everyone else, and it may be that they go to 2066 and it's not sped up at all. Like they just go about their normal lives and nothing happens for like 3 or 4 years until the tribulation starts or something. So there's many different ways that can go down, but this is what I see. Just be on watch for this. I don't know for sure, but we do seem to have a few different things going on where it's like everyone waiting on the rapture in our time, and then I don't know, everyone might have left. I don't know. I may be just talking to myself, and a bunch of angels, and that's cool if I'm with a bunch of angels. I just hope I get set like Ezekiel 17 and just be with all the birds, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So, thank you, teammates, and by birds I mean the angels, is what I mean by that. But thank you, teammates, and have a good night.